Hello again, welcome back to me, welcome back to Thailand. True Blue Thai here from Thailand. I hope you're doing well. It is 1 Jan here in Thailand, and yeah, so our friends had a bit of rain overnight in Thailand, and first time it's rained. In fact, it actually rained the moment this Man City Liverpool game started as well. And the time, just as Liverpool the rain was started in Liverpool, etc., started in Thailand. Very strange. Let's go. But first time it hasn't rained in Thailand for a long time. Started yesterday only for about 5 minutes, and etc., and then it kind of rained quite hard. But it's all nice and sunny today. Summer rain in the tropics, honestly, for instance, seriously. You know, I remember back in Europe now. I remember back in Europe, etc., when it rained, etc., you would see the rain clouds and it would just rain all day, that kind of thing. Over here, for instance, you'll see a rain cloud, it'll come rain, and then it'll thunderstorm, and that'll be it, and go. It's really strange, very strange. Very nice though. But it just means that you can walk around like this all day, you know, every day, every single day. You go walk into a bank like this. You know, sometimes you got to be a bit more. Anyway, guys, let's not talk about Thailand. Let's talk about the game yesterday. So we had two amazing games, big games. Sunday yesterday, Arsenal versus Manchester City over the WSL, and Liverpool versus Manchester City. And the men came through yesterday by winning 2-1. Absolutely fantastic. And but we'll talk about the game which was earlier, which is the WSL game against Man City against Arsenal. Arsenal. I think those two teams, between the men and the ladies, etc., was going to be quite prominent. For the rest of the season, I do believe. Anyway, so for instance, it started the game at 12 o'clock, etc. For instance, English time, etc. About 8:30 my time. 9:30 my time, etc. Because the City Liverpool game started at 11:30. So I didn't get to bed until about 2 a.m. this morning, and for instance, then I woke up because I was a bit wired, so I was listening at 6 a.m. So so I do apologise if I look a bit tired. So it is what it is. Anyway, guys. So for instance. After the euphoria of the Chelsea game, after the euphoria of the season so far, we've come, I wouldn't say crashing. Someone actually, I criticised somebody, for instance, they said, of all the goodness, or the what we achieved last week against Chelsea has now been put back because of the defeat against Arsenal. And I'm like, no we didn't. You know, to go for what we beat, the win against Chelsea was to insert our dominance. Against the former champions, as it were, and also to cement our table at the time at the top. You know, we're still at 9 points clear of the Rags now. For instance, they were second. So and the other the teams, probably I wouldn't say it means much more. But Arsenal came into the game knowing that, for instance, they're in fourth spot, which is out of the Champions League spots. So, for instance, and they needed to win more than Man City needed to win, if you would say what I'm saying, because City were 11 points clear, for instance, and of the Rags, etc. So. And it's even though, for instance, now it's down back to 8 points. This time of the season, 8 points is still pretty damn decent. You know, it's a lot more better than Arsenal have against City. In the men's game. So I wouldn't say it was a setback. Well, you know, again, for instance, I think we've only got one more major difficult over where we've got to go to very Old Trafford and play against the Rags. But apart from that, we've already beaten this season at the Etihad Stadium. So, for instance, apart from that, and even though I always say this, like the men's team, I'll say the same thing with the girls' team. We've seen the girls' league as well. So, for instance, there's no such thing as an easy game, and we've seen that when we played Newcastle. We've seen that when we played Liverpool. We've seen that when we played Arsenal, and teams were expected to win, and there's no such thing as an easy game. Anyway, so but we got Leicester next week, etc., who are bottom of the league. So you favour Man City, but as long as we continue, we'll bounce back, as Andree said. You know, we'll get back. You know, for instance, and I have no doubt we'll keep back, etc. And as long as we go and I do believe, for instance, we'll be points clear when we play the Rags. So but you never know. Again, topsy-turvy, up and down season, etc. I do think Man City have got enough. We got beat yesterday, by Arsenal by 1 goal, and very, very poor refereeing decisions as well. So, for instance, and Arsenal very good in the first half, not so good in this. City were better in the second half, and City should have at least had a goal. Vivian Niedermeyer. Just talk about that before. So, I'm doing things about arse upwards at the moment, etc. But Vivian Niedermeyer, I just looked at the game again, for instance, and challenged her goal. Basically, should have started for me as far as I'm concerned, because again, she was tackled first, and then when she got back, etc., and tackled the Arsenal defender. The girl went down a little bit too easy for me, and the referee, being a poor referee as she was, for instance, gave the foul for. And I thought she went down too easy, and Vivian's goal should have stood. And also, of course, the other one, which is the Lauren Hemp clear. What the hell was she thinking? We are talking now in the the men's thing about VAR and VAR. And I remember it was games decisions like that in the men's game, why you were we need, that's the reason why we need VAR. The problem is in the men now, the VAR has overtaken everything now, now re-refereing the game. But with that, with the ladies, it would be nice if someone would have give a word in the woman's ear, for instance, and say, listen, you've got that one wrong, etc. Because Lauren Hemp was clearly fouled, and for instance, and why she never give it anything was just ridiculous. I just don't get whether Lauren would have gone on to score a goal or whatever. Was it a score opportunity? But I think the referee was pretty poor, for instance, not to give anything for that. Anyway, so let's go into the game. Not like I'm bitter or anything. So let's go pop into the game. Let's have a quick look. So honestly, but it's not, it's a setback, but that's about it. That's only after 13 games, 13 wins, etc., and only lost one. I would say that's not a massive tragedy, but again, for instance, we do need to be doing things better, but I'm damn certain we'll put it right. You're losing 1-0 at Arsenal, for instance. It's not that bad. Anyway, so let's start with the City lineup. So we started with Yamasita in goal, Caspri back four, Caspri, Rose, Kanak and Greenwood, and then Blinkdale, Brown, Hazagowic in the middle, and Caroline, Miedemeier and Hem just pushing forward, and Bunny alone up front. On the bench, we have Beanie, Clinton, Coffey, Coombs, Keating, Lohman, Murphy, Ozabi, and Pryor. Referee match, Abigail Bryan. Okay, darling, you need to get some sunglasses. So substitutions, Coffey came on the 46 minutes for Blinkdale's Brown. Yeah, I think those two guys are going to be swapping quite a bit now. So Blinkdale, Brown, etc. She's definitely got a bit of competition at the moment. Miedemeier, Grace Clinton came on the 96th minute for Viv, and Beanie came on the 73rd minute for Caroline. I thought Bunny was quiet today, for instance, but never mind. So our formation was 4-2-3-1. So let's have a look at the match stats. So possession was 58%, 50%, 51% say to Arsenal, 49% to City. Shots on off target, 12 by Arsenal, 8 by City. 4 on target, 1 by City on target. So again, when you look at the shots on target, do we deserve anything out of the game? But I do think we did. I think we deserved a point. But again, for instance, we've got to do more. We were just slightly off today, I think. Touches in the opposition box, 19 for Arsenal, 22 for Man City. So it changes there. Goalkeeper saves 3-1 plus goal for City. Aerial duels 9-9, fouls committed 7-3, corners 4-1 to Arsenal. They were definitely the better in the team in the first half, etc. But I thought City definitely got back into the game. So yeah, so let's pop into City. Let's have a quick chat of see what Andree has got to say regarding it. Okay, so a breathless start. A 13-game Barclays Women's Super League win streak came to an end from a narrow 1-0 loss to Arsenal. Andree Yeager's side arrived at North London chasing their 14th victory of the in succession, which would match the competition's best ever winning run. But Olivia Smith's goal in the 70th minute was enough to see the league leaders beaten in the top flight for the first time since the opening day of the campaign. Regardless of the disappointment of the capital, the Blues are still poised 8 points lead at the top of the division summit, ahead of the final 7 WSL games in the term. 7 games left, etc. We've got the racks, we've got winnable games now. A breathless opening to the latest edition's most played WSL fixture of all time, although Neebler's side threatened after Vivian Neebler's effort inside 15 seconds. Yeah, I thought Viv was a good, again, she took the ball forward. She had Caroline on the right, Bunny on the left, etc. But she chose the shot, etc. I thought Caroline was probably about the best for her. But if you're Viv, etc., she's playing against her former team as the mainstream Southern-based biased media kept telling us, and so for instance, so I think our options were better. She had better options to Caroline for me, but never mind. We'll see what happened. The first goal will go to Arsenal on the 17th minute when Marion Canterbury played a precise ball to Smith, who were surrounding Yamashita to tap the ball in the empty net. The hosts were on top, but City eventually tested Daphne van Doomsleer when Bunny cut back onto the right foot, but her effort was lacked power to truly trouble the Arsenal stopper. Yeager's team, then the league leaders, were being limited to half chances on the break by a gritty gunners display, and Yamashita was called on in action twice on the cusp of half time when she returned Andree Rioso strike wide before tipping a Beth Mead header over the bar. City were still in the game heading into the second half, though Hem seemed caught by Caspri as she raced in behind. The referee was unremoved, but our winger was in dismay. Exactly, shocking decision. Clear decision. Clear foul. That fault gave us fresh life, and Miedemeier did find her way back at the back of the net soon after, but was adjudged to have fouled Katie McCabe, and the defender looked to have cleared. I thought she went down far too easy. She looked like she kind of jumped forward, as it were, and the referee bought it. In search of the precious equaliser, the league leaders continued to apply pressure to Arsenal's deep into 6 minutes of our time, but it proved not to be our day in North London as we fell to a narrow defeat. Only the second defeat so far in 25-26 season. It wasn't to be our day. And after entering the second half a goal down, we continued to ask the Gunners questions. On the other day, it would have been perhaps a precious equaliser, but we were still in the box, heading into the 7th league matches, as we were already shows the season this year. We can respond well to setbacks. Yamashita delivered a strong display especially in the first half, with a string of impressive saves. Yeah, she did. She played very, very well. She did brilliantly to deny both McCabe and Russo with reactive stops, and commanded her area fantastically against the team looking to benefit for set plays and balls from our defence. Coffee in what was only her third appearance since City's arrival. The USA's Sam Coffey looks at home in the WSL. She delivers a battling performance from the engine room, which extinguished much of the threat from the area where the host had orchestrated made many of their attacks. it meant we could grab a hold of possession of proceeds and start to push the host towards the defensive third. There certainly have been more to come from Coffee in the Sky Blue team. Yeah, as I said, like I know these guys from Shade of Blue. They're an American website, etc. For instance, and they follow the ladies, and I was asking about them, about Sam Coffey, and they know her very, very well, and they believe that she will take over Blinksdale Brown's position, which I hope we've got the competitiveness, etc. But because Blinksdale Brown, she's been playing absolutely fantastic for us this season. It just means basically the top of the table stands Man City top play 15, goal difference plus 28, massive goal difference, even over Arsenal 60. The Rags have got 18 points. City 39, the Rags only got 31, Chelsea 30, Arsenal still in 4th position with 29. So again, they needed to win the game. So I played 14. So it should be the same, 15. 29. So they needed to win. The next game is Saturday at the 14th of February at 2 o'clock in the morning for me. So yeah. Oh no, another 7 o'clock kickoff, is it? Lovely. You don't get these in Thailand. This is what I like supporting Manchester City in Thailand. Yeah. Okay. So let's get a bit more information. So let's just have a quick look at the any thoughts of Andree and his feelings, because again, overall, I'm disappointed. But I'm not mega disappointed, because again, for instance, it is only a game. We've only lost 1-0. It's not like, and it's not gonna we're still 8 points goddamn clear, for instance, and we've got to turn around and say, well, and we'd have snapped your hand off at the beginning of the season. Was go for that. And so we've got to keep the faith, as it were, fight till the end. As the men says, this is the reason why we say these things. Keep the faith, fight to the end. Don't allow one result or whatever to go your way. You've got these are long seasons, and you've got to keep the faith. And too many people, I think, bad mentality here. You're just got to keep fighting, keep trusting. The girls, and to go up and to win. And to Andree. One defeat is not it's not the end and then crumble of the season in any way whatsoever. And to go to Arsenal, etc., and just lose by 1 goal, etc., it's not the end of the worst thing. Especially when we got the likes of Leicester coming up. The next week. Even though again, we've got to respect every team. Andree says Olivia Smith's 17th goal at Everton. Regardless of the result, North London remain City remain division top of the division, entering the final 7 top flight matches of the season with 8 points lead and on a second place Rags. Okay, this is also an opportunity. Isn't there an opportunity we actually win the WSL Old Trafford? Oh, that'd be so nice, wouldn't it? Our head coach has no doubts that the tireless work and pursuit of the title will continue now until the end of the campaign. I'm not worried at all, but there you go. I'm not worried at all, and there's no doubt we'll bounce back. Yeah, not worried. Come on, keep the faith. Back to the end. The players gave everything at the end, but we know the rest of the league will be tough, so we need to handle in a good way, and we'll be fine. After weathering Arsenal pressure in the first half, City grew a budge for a precious equaliser, the equation that would cause us to continue deep into every side. Yeah, we fought to the end. However, your Andree believes that in the game, in the face of adversity, is positive, and City can take headings into the final further along into the campaign. I think we need some struggle. I think we had some struggle sorting out their attack, because I think they played through us a little bit too easy. It was better in the second half, and we were on a good level today, and we weren't really there for some reason. We were a little bit late in some situations, when you challenge and you get exposed by Arsenal. I think in the last 10-15 minutes, even though we were struggling in the game, we gave ourselves a chance, and there's a positive when you have the games. You are not at your highest level, but you still need create some scoring opportunities we saw in the second half. Yeah, okay, yeah, we've got to, again, for instance, keep the faith and believe, etc. You know, he's not too bothered about it. You know, we weren't we're playing against a good Arsenal team at the end of the day. You know, when these were the leaders of Caspri has called for the teammates to move to our attention towards Friday. City remains. Caspri admitted the setback as part of our parcel of the top level football, and it's keen to put things right at Josie's Stadium on Friday evening. We just need to be positive and switch onto the next game. Our defender said each game is different. We had a great one last weekend, and this weekend we lose. That's the part of the game, and it's the part of the beautiful game we all love. We have to stick to our goals, be confident, and being able to and being uncomfortable sometimes. It's not going to rackle us. So yeah, so again, we got to keep the faith, believe that we can still win the WSL, and which I've still got great confidence we can do so. Still believe also the men can do so as well, win the Premier League. So you got to, because again, for instance, it's not over till it's over, and we've been watching Man City too many times. I've been watching Man City since the 70s. So offenses, I'm seeing so many ups and turns, twists and turns, and you just never know. You got to keep the faith and believe what's going on in the players, and we've got a fantastic group, and this is just a setback, and only a minor one as well. So for instance, but I've got every confidence the ladies will bounce back, and without a shadow of a doubt. Guys, gonna love you and leave you. True Blue Tie from Thailand. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you're thinking, what's on your mind. Do the player ratings. I'll put them on the internet, and I'll have a chat with you tomorrow about it. And but other than that, True Blue Tie from Thailand. Have a good day.